Hey guys, welcome back to our other session of Vaping with Amun. It's a podcast we do here, and today I've got Chris. Now, Chris, you've been in the vaping industry for a very long time.
Yep.
So can you actually talk me through some of your journey through the vaping industry, the places you've worked and everything like that?
So I started in about 2014, I think it was.
Yeah.
Started with a company called Vapor Artisans. It was very, it was a lot of learning, definitely.
I see, yeah.
Company, when I started with them, we had no business account, so it was just a lot of prospecting, a lot of door knocking, and trying to get people to go on board with the products. We had 2 lines of juice at the time, so at that time as well, there was only probably 4 or 5 other competitive juice lines in these vape shops, so it's definitely been a big change.
Mm-hmm.
From Vapor Artisans, after working for them for 3 years, I went on to sell Snap-on tools.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, and then I got my itch to come back into the vaping industry with a company called Blue.
Yeah.
And they were a closed pod system as well. They're no longer in the market.
Mm-hmm.
And now I work for a company called Snow Plus.
Right,
So
yeah.
lots of exciting stuff going on with that, but it's been an interesting journey.
100%. That's funny. No, I wasn't really vaping lately, but working on Snap-on.
Yeah.
I'm actually in the trucking business right now.
Yep.
And man, are they expensive.
Oh yeah.
Man, are they expensive.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're the best, but they're definitely, you got to take a loan out if you're going to get something.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, so what kind of drove you to become like this salesperson? You have a lot of experience in sales, it looks like, right? Like
Yep.
going like Snap-on, Blue, and Snow Plus, and even you do it for Vapor Artisans as well, right?
Yep.
So what kind of drove you to that field of work?
So, for sales in general?
Yeah.
Sales in general, actually, went to the University of Western Ontario. When I was, even before that, when I was 14 years old, I was selling bikes at Toys R Us.
Oh wow. Okay,
So it was just a young kid working at Toys R Us, and then someone was like, "Hey, you want to work in the bike department and sell bikes?" And I was like, "Sweet."
Yeah.
And I actually enjoyed that interaction with the customer, finding a kid
Mhm.
the first bike they're gonna have, or
Yeah.
a new bike that they want. So I just enjoyed that. And then fast forward to University of Western. During the summer times, I'd sell Cutco knives.
Oh,
So
okay.
it started
Yeah.
with friends, family, and then it bridged off to who they knew, and working off referrals and whatnot with that. But I was
Yeah.
really successful just selling knives. It was just a
That's
grind.
crazy, yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's definitely how I got interested in sales to begin with.
And it's nice too. It's like the personal experience,
Yeah.
right? You get to talk to people every day. It's nice. It's nice. Now you've obviously traveled to many vape stores in your lifetime.
Yep.
Yeah. So what is it like? Meeting all these different people. Building relationships and everything. Like you said, you like the sales aspect. Really like talking to people. Is that something that you find yourself very interested in?
Absolutely. So going to these vape shops was definitely insightful when I first started out. I realized it really was that personal connection to me and that store owner. So
Yeah.
I've met so many amazing, awesome people. That's why I keep coming back to this industry, and why I want to remain part of this industry, is because these are a lot of small business owners. These are people who put their life savings into their stores,
Yeah.
and they care about the actual values of healthier alternative than combustion, than smoking cigarettes,
100%,
right? So
yeah.
just that kind of person-to-person relationship, it's definitely something that I really enjoy. And there's going into these shops, I mean, 99% of them, they couldn't be nicer. These are just people trying to help other people
Let's see.
quit smoking.
And that's the name of the game, right?
Yeah.
That's what we strive towards. Almost every vape store wants people off smoking.
Yep.
Now, actually, moving on with that, underage vaping.
Yeah.
So that's always the biggest topic we gotta talk about here.
For sure.
And well, we should. Right? It is an issue in our industry.
Yep.
So, what's your stance on underage vaping? I know, like I've talked to a bunch of people. Some are like, well, parents are allowed to buy their kids alcohol, so why can't they buy their kids vape stuff, and all the stigma around vaping. So what's kind of your stance on?
Nicotine's extremely addictive.
Yeah.
Again, I quit smoking cigarettes. That's why I originally got into selling vapes, because I was able to quit smoking doing it, and I felt way better.
Yeah.
I used to have like almost asthma attacks in the middle of the night just from how much I was smoking cigarettes. So
Yeah.
for underage vaping, I think this is extremely important, and I think we can't underplay how important it is to make sure that kids are of age when they try a product that's extremely addictive, because
100%. It's an unnecessary nicotine addiction.
for sure. And with alcohol, I mean, there's a lot of dangers in that too, but a nicotine addiction is definitely something that you don't want a kid who can't make the decision for themselves to be able to get into that. So
100%.
if you go into any vape store, any of the ones in Ontario that I've been in, first thing when somebody walks in the door is the ID, right? So
yeah.
definitely support your local vape shops, your local small businesses, because they're making sure that everyone's of age who purchases vaping products. So,
and that's the thing too, right? It really is up to the store owners and everyone to do their due diligence, to ID, to make sure that this industry stays safe.
Yeah.
Because it's going under a lot of heat from underage vaping, and we don't want to see it go.
No, absolutely, and that is why they're taking such a big effort of doing that at these specialty vape shops.
Exactly.
You know, I know when I was a teenager, friends of mine were going to get cigarettes. They go to the local convenience store,
100%.
and they try to wait till somebody wasn't very knowledgeable to try to get their pack of cigarettes. I mean,
Exactly. Yeah.
support your local specialty vape shops. They're always IDing. They're always making sure that you're of age when you purchase it.
And the thing with specialty vape stores as well is, they have all the information to give out to you as well. Right?
Yeah.
If you don't know anything about vaping, you can go to these stores, and most of the employees have gone through the training and everything, and
Absolutely.
know what they're talking about.
Absolutely.
Right? And that's we can move on to another question about that. So, when you are, making a sales pitch to someone, for example, like, how much knowledge and things do you bring? Like, do you personalize your pitch, or do you kind of go with something that the company is kind of?
I think on a sales aspect, you always have to personalize it. So
Yeah.
that's just with qualifying questions, just asking the right questions, and getting to understand how your products can fit into their portfolio, right? Of all the
100%.
products that they sell. So I think it's always personalized in that regards. I don't have a standardized pitch when I go in.
Yeah.
That's why I really do like this industry too, is because it is more of a person-to-person basis.
100%.
So going in talking to these owners, I'd say it's more of show them the product, show them that you're not a weirdo, and as long as you have a good product and competitive pricing, there should be a way that you can find out how to get your SKUs on their
100%.
on their
And
books.
the nice thing is, like, it's nice change, right? It's like, I'm assuming it's always different every time you go. Right? It's never the same thing.
Absolutely. There's so many different personalities in this industry, and I think everyone at the core of it wants people to quit smoking. I think that's the basis of it. They want people to, if you are a smoker, come in, we can find something that fits your needs, right?
Exactly, yeah. Now, what challenges did you face? Like, so when you started at Vapor Artisans, you were saying it was a lot of door-to-door and everything like that. So what were some of, like, the main challenges you faced when you first started out in this industry?
Right off the bat, I remember going into some of my first vape shops and not knowing, just knowing from personally using vapes, but not knowing much about the industry and what to expect. And I went in there in like a suit and tie kind of thing, and right away realized, like, this is a lot more laid back, and it's about your pricing, your quality of your product, and who you are if they're going to take the product, right? So can they trust you and whatnot? So I kind of dressed down a little bit. Just a dress shirt and jeans is a lot more appropriate. This is
100%. It's like a business casual.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but once I went to my first 10 vape shops, it was super easy, because I realized these are just good people who are running small businesses, and
100%.
my family, my mother's run two stores herself in Cambridge, Ontario. So, knowing that, it's just like someone in my family. So just being yourself and making sure you're honest. That's I think the key to success in this industry.
Right. Treat the people how you want to be treated.
Absolutely.
And be honest with them, and that's the best way. 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, talking about COVID, I'm assuming COVID's kind of hindered you. Now you can't travel as much, right? Or are you still like?
It's been picking up.
Yeah.
But I'm always safe. I wear a mask. I hand sanitize. But I'm still door knocking. I'm still going.
Yeah. Okay.
Still going.
Well, I mean, that's good, right? No, you got to do it. Because like some stores have to like shut down and everything like that. So I'm assuming you make like calls. Switch up the way you go to a store.
And I think that's been the biggest change for me is I do have a lot of empathy for these small business owners. That's why I definitely go out and support your local vape shops. Because going to these stores that I have in the past, they got hit in September with the vitamin E acetate rubbish kind of.
Yeah.
And then now they got hit with COVID. So a lot of these guys, they're trying to make ends meet. They're trying to keep the lights on so they can
100%.
continue to offer people healthy alternatives. But
Yeah.
that's probably the big change that I've seen is just, you know, I see the struggle and I see them trying their hardest, these small business owners, to push through this and come out alive.
100%.
Right?
Yeah. And that's crazy too, because you get to see it firsthand, right? You're going to all these different vape stores. You're seeing, you know, the ones that are on the top and the ones that are just struggling to survive.
For sure.
It's a crazy spot to be in, though. Now I'm thinking about it, or even talking about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you mentioned vitamin E acetate.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that. That's a whole new story. And I think it's crazy that the vaping industry is getting heated for vitamin E acetate. When
No retractions on the stories afterwards, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Front page of the news, on every TV screen.
And that was just kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
No one talks about it.
No one will retract and say it wasn't vaping.
Exactly.
It was.
It was a illegal THC pod.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. It's like a thinner, so it's.
Yeah.
So that it could go through those tiny coils because
Yeah.
distillate pens are so viscous, the THC, right? So
100%.
totally unrelated to e-liquid in the vaping industry.
And now most vape stores in Canada have a lot of vape juice from Canadian Vape Labs, and they do testing on all their juices. They have lab reports of all their juices on their website that show that there is no vitamin E acetate in those juices. So if you're ever questioning about that, you can actually go check out that website. And what we'll do is we'll have a link in the bottom for you to go check that out. And it shows that they've done the testing and there's no vitamin E acetate. And I think it's crazy that it
costs those manufacturers a lot just to test. I want everyone to know they have a safe product, so if that's what they got to do, they got to do. But
exactly.
It wasn't found in any of the vapes. It was again black market illegal 100%.
Yeah.
Right. So.
And I think it's crazy that like vaping almost got banned in the U.S. because of it.
Yeah.
Right. Like a whole healthy alternative to quit smoking was almost banned, so big tobacco companies cannot push their cigarettes again.
For sure.
Right?
And this is the first time that something like this has happened. It was popcorn lung.
Yeah.
Back when I first started, that was one of the biggest things.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone had it test for diacetyl.
Yeah, diacetyl.
Something like
that.
Yeah. So everyone had to test for that, and you know all our SKUs. I think it costs our manufacturing company about $2,000 a flavor to test.
Wow.
Over 50 flavors, and not one came back with it in it, right? It's propaganda, but
exactly, there's nothing you can do, and it's so you were talking about your mother has some shops in Cambridge, Ontario.
She
right?
did. She had small businesses, and I know the struggle of that.
I was going to ask you about that. So, like, how being a part of the vaping industry, how has the vaping industry affected your life?
So, I got I think one of the biggest things, for instance, you know, I missed my best friend's wedding out west.
Mm-hmm.
It was about 2 weeks after all the airports shut down and everything like that.
Okay,
So on a personal level, I think everybody's had to make a lot of sacrifices.
Mm-hmm.
From a business standpoint, again, it's just when there's less people out, less people supporting and going to their local vape shops and whatnot. I mean, that trickles all the way up to the people selling it, to the store owners, to the manufacturing companies. Everybody's seen a hit. So
exactly. Yeah.
When that happens, there's always worries, there's always stresses. But I think being 5-6 years in the vaping industry, I mean, it's just another punch we're getting thrown. So I know that's not just in the vaping industry. That's across the board. A lot of people are struggling. So just keep your chin up and keep getting up every day and working on something better, right? So
100%.
Hopefully it keeps getting better.
100%. So I think that's about all our time for today. So I really do appreciate you coming. And now, like I said, Chris has worked at Vapor Artisans. He's worked at Blue
and it's now Snow Plus.
So he's got a lot of information on the vaping industry. So I hope to maybe have you back sometime.
Absolutely,
We can
anytime.
talk about some more stuff. So thanks for sitting in today, guys. This has been Vaping with Amun. We have our links to all of our social media accounts, and we post a lot more content on there, especially on TikTok. We post a lot of informational videos and some funny skits and everything like that. So thanks, guys. We'll see you guys in the next one.